The second part of Pretendentul in the series Las Fierbinți continues to explore the intricate web of social dynamics in the rural village, presenting a narrative that balances humor with subtle social commentary. From the very first scene, the viewer is drawn into the chaotic yet charming life of Fierbinți, where every resident has a role that goes beyond mere comic relief. The episode begins with the arrival of the so-called Pretender, a character whose ambitions spark a series of events that reveal the unspoken hierarchies and rivalries of the village. The cinematography captures the rustic charm of the village while simultaneously highlighting the claustrophobic intimacy of small-town life. Every frame is carefully composed to show the interaction between characters, often using wide shots of the village streets to establish a sense of community and narrow close-up shots to emphasize individual tension and subtle gestures that convey as much meaning as dialogue. The Pretender's entrance disrupts the usual rhythm, introducing a new tension that is palpable in each scene. The local authorities, represented with a blend of satire and sincerity, navigate this intrusion with a combination of skepticism and opportunism. What is striking about this episode is how the humor does not dilute the narrative's examination of ambition, desire, and power. The Pretender's schemes, while comedic in execution, mirror the universal human drive for recognition and influence. The interaction between the Pretender and the village chief is particularly compelling, as it showcases a battle of wit and cunning that reflects broader societal themes. The episode also dedicates significant time to secondary characters whose reactions and side stories enrich the narrative. For example, the local shopkeeper, whose financial struggles and aspirations provide a parallel subplot, adds depth to the village's social fabric. In one memorable scene, the Pretender attempts to impress the villagers with exaggerated tales of his exploits, which leads to a comically disastrous confrontation involving the village dogs, an overturned cart, and a series of misunderstandings that escalate the tension. This sequence is not merely comic relief. It serves as a microcosm of the Pretender's inability to fully control the narrative of his own life and highlights the unpredictable nature of human interactions. Moreover, the episode explores themes of loyalty and suspicion as alliances shift and personal agendas become evident. The village's informal power structures, often influenced by long-standing traditions and interpersonal relationships, come under scrutiny as the Pretender challenges established norms. A fascinating aspect is how the episode employs subtle visual storytelling to underscore character development. For instance, lingering shots of the Pretender's expressions during moments of isolation reveal his vulnerability and the gap between his aspirations and reality. Additionally, the interplay of natural light and shadow often mirrors the moral ambiguity and hidden motivations of the characters. Throughout the narrative, the dialogue oscillates between witty banter and insightful reflections, capturing the dual nature of small-town existence, the need for amusement and the inevitable confrontation with real social and emotional complexities. The humor is layered, operating on both slapstick and intellectual levels, inviting the audience to laugh while simultaneously reflecting on human behavior. Comparisons with earlier episodes reveal a growing sophistication in storytelling. The series has evolved from straightforward comedic sketches to multi-dimensional narratives that balance humor with observation, creating a space for viewers to engage critically with the characters and their environment. My personal experience watching this episode was a mix of delight and introspection. The portrayal of village life, although exaggerated for comedic effect, resonates with universal experiences of ambition, competition, and the human desire for acknowledgement. Scenes where the pretender is momentarily humbled by circumstances evoke a sense of empathy, reminding the viewer that beneath every comic facade lies vulnerability and complexity. Additionally, the soundtrack, with its playful yet poignant motifs, complements the narrative by accentuating comedic beats while providing subtle, emotional cues. The episode's pacing is carefully managed, alternating between moments of rapid comedic chaos and slower, reflective interludes, which allows the audience to absorb both the humor and the underlying social commentary. By the final act, the pretender's ambitions are both thwarted and fulfilled in unexpected ways, illustrating the unpredictable nature of human endeavors and the resilience required to navigate social hierarchies. The ending does not provide conventional closure, but rather leaves the viewer contemplating the outcomes of ambition, the nature of reputation, and the interplay of luck, skill, and circumstance. Overall, Pretendentul Partea 2 is a masterful continuation of the series, blending comedy with insightful social observation, rich character development, and thoughtful cinematography that captures the essence of village life in all its complexity. It is a testament to the creator's skill in crafting stories that entertain while provoking reflection on human nature, ambition, and the intricate dance of social power.